Hi everybody. So we've had a real bear of a time getting these last two girts in. The two girts that hold together the two sets of bents. They go in the middle here and in the front there. They're the middle section. They tie the whole unit together. We got the back one in successfully, but the front one in, due to mainly miscalculations and tape measure errors on my side, we just kept screwing things up and making things worse. Now, a couple of days ago, when we were still dealing with the crane up, we put in a temporary spacer board up there. But that's where I really miscalculated or mismeasured. And I made the spacer board, almost 6 inches wider at the top than the posts are at the bottom. And it sat like that for 2 days. And when we finally realized our mistake yesterday and took it down, the bents had kind of settled into that wider stance. And so thus the requirement for pulling them back together. And right now they're precisely where they have to be. The distance between the tops is equal to the distance between the bottoms. So now I have to get the new girts ready and wait for Amy to come back. She's got a day off today. Wait for Amy to come back and the two of us will hang them. Crane is coming down. It's come to its useful end in its present configuration. So this is my main lifting winch. We had, if you'll recall, the setup, we had 2 winches in place on this stiff-legged derrick crane. We had the winch holding and lifting and setting the boom only, and then on the boom we had the winch lifting the load, the payload. This one, the payload winch is rated for 1,500 pounds. The boom winch is rated for 2,000. I put them that way on purpose because the boom winch had to lift the boom in addition to the payload, whereas the payload winch only had to lift the payload. And as you just saw, this boom is made up of pretty beefy members, so I wanted extra care on the winch that managed the boom and payload. But first of all, that winch seems unfazed by the whole affair. The cog wheels are very, very nice, still very well formed. This winch is in prime shape, as if it has never been used. The payload winch, on the other hand, look at this. Look at these teeth. Absolutely destroyed. Well, I mean, maybe destroyed is a bit of an overstatement, but certainly worn out. And in this condition, I could never resell this winch. It was, what, $250, $200? Maybe with the exchange rate slightly less than 200, I don't remember exactly, but I was hoping to resell everything, after I'm using it, but this has to be reground and repainted, and yeah, really, really rough shape. One of the last bits of hardware I have to put in. I think these might be called hurricane ties in North America, but they're to keep the roof on in case of big wind, and in our case typhoons, which come off of the ocean mostly. And you know, we get 20 or 30 typhoons a year in Shimoda, but only 1 or 2 hit us directly. Most of us come in, you know, way south of here. So anyway, we got to put these one in. Here's my one big mistake. When I was cutting the plates, I cut the wrong hole, and so I've got to go in between that to make sure this has some wood to grip onto. Stop. No, hold on, sweetie. Hold on. Watch. Watch out. Oh. This is crazy. This is fucking insane. Okay, I just need a platform for this thing. Okay, let's try this again. One for now. Yesterday, for 4 hours, Jaime and I struggled to get one of them either in this middle part here or in the upper part. And the tolerances are really severe here. When we've had to put in the other girts, we had a lot of flexibility because nothing was really tied down. So the posts themselves, we could push them out quite easily. But now this whole structure is kind of locked in place, as is this one. And we struggled to pry this space apart enough that we could squeeze in the girt, and we failed. One of the first problems we had with these girts is not their length, but their weight. These girts are phenomenally heavy, these two. And you know, we noticed them, and the Sawyer pointed it out to me when he delivered them. They're both almost pure heartwood and probably just cut because they seem saturated with water. So they're almost twice as heavy as the previous girts we put up. And so my first challenge was lifting it up. You know, if it had been a little bit lighter or a normal girt, I could have used the pulley up there and just with, you know, strength, my own strength, could have lifted them up. These ones impossible, so we had to use the winch until we got used to it. That was a tricky beast. So today I'm going to use the winch again, get it up there, and the thing is we can't drop it in from above as we have done in the past because we've got the hardware, the all-threaded rod sticking out. So we have to come up from below, and there's no gravity helping you, there's nothing supporting you. It's just brute strength you need to push it into place. We've lifted the girt up, and one end of it is pretty close to where it's got to be. The other end is too heavy to lift manually. So you can see I'm making very good use of a prusik knot, which I learned on a previous pull from one of my viewers, and it's working wonders. It's allowing me to use the capstan winch for this heavy load and still stop in the middle of the pull and lock it in place and turn off the winch. So that is a lifesaver. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Calm down. It's okay. Come on, over here. Should stay down a little bit. Oh, okay, it's gonna want to go. It's wanting to go in already. Okay, that's fine, but look at this. 2 centimeters over. That means, you know, that's accurate. That's exactly the length it should be, but it just seems like too much to get this into place. See, oh, the prusik knot held, but my rope holding the prusik knot broke. And I don't have my hard hat on. Luckily, Amy isn't here. She would have been standing under it, as is her habit. Shit. Look at that thing. So I haven't solved the lifting problem yet, but you know, the length of the girt problem, I've loosened everything that I think is safe to allow these 2 bents to flex outward. You know, the only other thing I can think of doing is detaching those the diagonal supports from the 2 end bents. I guess I was thinking that's just too much of a risk, destabilizing the thing, but we still have the 2 back diagonal supports on all of these bents attached. And so if we want to flex this front plane, I probably can detach them. Yeah, okay. Okay, what I'm gonna do, before I get the heavy ass girt up there again and muck around with it, I'm going to detach the 2 diagonals on the outside bents and go up there with the lever in here and see if I can see any flexibility. And if I see some flexibility, that'll give me heart, and I think I can go for it. As I try to spread this, if this thing looks like it's moving in any way, let me just see it, see if I can eyeball anything right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's moving. Definitely. Oh yeah. Okay, I've got confidence. Now I just got to figure out how to lift up this heavy mofo. You hit, didn't you? Come on. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I got it farther than it's ever been. Oh, ho. This may work. Just nothing fail, please. Nothing fail. Oh, look at that. I got my side in. I did it. The other side must be in. I can't see clearly. It might have to be whacked from the outside once, but that'll pop it into place. It's in though. It's in, it's in, it's in. That's in. It just has to be cinched tight. Yeah. 374. We just got to squeeze you 2 more clicks maybe. Okay, now lock down the hardware. I was just going to say it has to be tight, but I have one more to do up there. I think this should just be hand tight. And then get that last one in. I'm going to use a bigger washer on this one. You see the beam going across the I don't know what you call it, the thing that's carrying the pulley and carrying the load. It's flush with the top, and that means the pulley is hanging right where the girt should be going. It's too low. So I'm going to take a couple of these offcuts and just put them underneath that beam to raise it up another 8-12 inches. And hopefully that'll just give me enough goodness to get the next girt up there and in place. There. I don't know how or if it'll work, but we got to get over this thing with the spreader and then up into the pocket, the housing. Now the pulley really is interfering. We're resting in place. If I loosen the pulley, it shouldn't fall. It's really tenuous and it could fall at any moment, but I got to get the pulley out of there. I got to loosen the rope. Up. It's not fully in. I got it partially in and secured. It's being supported on this side inside the housing, and on that side half inside the housing and with that little piece of 2x4. So somehow tomorrow we'll be able to get this done. We're only about 2 centimeters off of it being fully in its housing and being able to lock it all down. Okay, the key issue stopping me from getting the girt into its housing is the alignment of this threaded rod. You can see we're like maybe that's 5 millimeters out, and I banged it and I pounded it and I bent it, and it's right here at the root of the threaded rod, so I need to remove some wood. We are in on the horizontal axis, not on the vertical. So I've still got to use the spreader, get them apart a little bit. This thing's holding them tight together. This is what I need to pull them apart. I can't release this strap because it'll spring open. It won't, I can't ratchet it open one notch at a time at this tension. So I've got opposing forces at work. I got to be able to squeeze that in with the ratchet. As the wind calms down, the final locking nut goes in. Are good now. But I can now just walk around, check everything carefully first, and then start loosening the straps, and the structure is on its own, locked in. I can't remember a task more daunting than these two girts. Honestly, I'm trying to think back into all the hauling gravel, digging holes, pouring concrete, tearing down forms. Everything I've done so far just seems to pale in comparison to getting these two up. But they are. I don't know if I've got another video in me this week, honestly. I am wiped out, but the structure is standing in its true form now, and you know, internal framing and roof next. So as I walk around and check for straightness and plumb, square, I'm surprised and very pleased that it just seems to be all plumb and square and straight. Well folks, I just checked the forecast and we got a snow mark again for tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and again at 11 a.m. So I don't think I'm going to make it in tomorrow, at least in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, but I don't think I have time to get any more activity filmed for this week's video. So let's call it a day here. It's been let's just call it a day. Thanks for hanging around, everybody. Bye now.